Good morning. It's Friday. Oh my gosh, it's Friday, you guys. It's Friday. Nobody freak out. Oh my gosh, it's Friday. I love a Good Friday, just like everybody loves a Good Friday, don't we? Oh my gosh, especially like now in Minnesota, we're getting a little warmer. Oh my goodness. We might get a little bit of like snow mess, but that's just because it's March. We always know that March in Minnesota is like we have our own little March Madness going on in Minnesota, but that's okay because after I won't say insane because not necessarily, but after the mess come the tulips. So we're excited about that. Good to see you guys. It's Friday. Today we're going to talk about the glycemic index. I really believe this is going to be extremely beneficial for you. So share this out if you know of anybody that is trying to get a handle on their insulin resistance. You're trying to maybe turn things back a little bit. You want to be encouraged and supported in the knowledge of it is reversible. Okay, so my name is Kirsten Liebelt. It's good to see you guys. My mouse this morning decided it wasn't going to play. It's not playing. That's okay. We're just going to touch on the screen a little bit. I tell you what, technology. Do you remember the movie Napoleon Dynamite? Did anybody watch that? That song, I love technology. I actually do love technology and what it can do for me, but some days. Okay, so housekeeping today. What? We have a customer promo starting tomorrow. You guys, this is a really good one. You'll get a text if you are already a current customer of mine, but I'm just going to quickly tell you what it is, and then we can chat about that another time. In the month of March 2025, the promotion starts. And it does not matter what you're purchasing, but at 150 or more in March, 150 and more or more in April, and then 150 or more in May, the May one will get $75 taken off. So like, I just want you guys to know, like, do your budgeting, be prepared. If you have an auto ship that's ready to go and it's $149, go and add the toothpaste, go do something. Add something so that you get the 150. And it's a cumulative throughout the month. So you're fine. You're fine. I just always like to, I was raised by a father who was Italian, whose father was an immigrant from Italy, who always bought fruit right as it was going to go bad to get a deal, who always bought the Christmas tree like on Christmas Eve because it was discounted, who always told me, why would you ever pay retail if you can pay wholesale? I mean, even my diamond in my wedding ring, he took me to a guy here in Minneapolis and had us pick out the diamond. He's like, no. We're going to try to go wholesale. We're going to try. So I am the person that will always want to tell you, okay, this is how you can get the free shipping. Like, don't check out as a guest. Register for your customer account. Get the good shipping. I'm that person. So if you hear me say that to you, that's why, because it's in my blood. It is in my blood. My dad was a business owner, and this is how we did things. You just popped on, missed what I was saying, just caught the ending. I think you were talking about the promo. Yes, so the promo it's starting tomorrow, not today, tomorrow, March 1st, okay? So hear me loud and clear on that. When you purchase 150 or more in March, and then you do it again in April, when you hit May and you do 150 or more, you're going to get $75 off of that. So some people might even begin to expand their thought process of what they're thinking. Like if you already have supplements in your cupboard that you're getting, you might want to combine, you might want to streamline, put everything in one basket. Or I know that there are already some of you that are going to expand into the skincare serums and things like that. Reach out, ask me questions, I'll answer for you. Happy Friday, Terry. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, the next announcement, and then we're going to get right into our topic. I'm going to be gone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. I will be in Florida. So if you need me, you can text me, of course, but I will not be live at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I will be back live 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on Thursday, because we do this every day, Monday through Friday, if you didn't know. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m., and we talk about insulin resistance. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Yes, good, Lisa. Everybody jump on in from TikTok, from the balcony. Come on in. Enjoy the party. So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to go over Hold on, I'm going to find my information here. I wanted to go over the glycemic index. I did a reel yesterday about fruit, because I know we have a lot of confusion about things. And I really, one of the reasons why I did the Zoom on Wednesday night, which we will redo because the recording did not work, we will redo it. One of the reasons why is because when I have learned from people like Maria Emmerich, I have learned how to actually freaking get results. And then I can help you get results. Now, am I the fastest person on the track? Nope, I'm not. I might be a little slow turtle sometimes. I'm not going to declare that over myself, but it's just my past. From now on, I'm really speedy in, reclaiming my body composition. But I will say that I did lose 3 sizes in my 50s after my cycle stopped. And I will say that as an Italian person, I have been able to really capture ingredient trade outs so that as I'm working on my own mindset and as I'm working on my own heart emotions connected to food, because hello, did I tell you I'm Italian? I'm not sure. Did we cover that? There may or may not be emotional connections to food. I'm just saying. But point being, as I'm doing that, I've learned how to have fireworks on Instagram. Oh my gosh, it's a party over there. It's a party. But as I am doing those things, I have learned from some of the best in the industry to teach us to stop trying to cut corners. Every time you cut a corner, I have a business coach that tells me this. Listen, every time you cut a corner, Kirsten, you're creating 2 more corners. So we don't want to cut corners, do we? No, we don't. Okay. Is it better to use the same brand of products? Can you use other products also together? In general, Lisa, the answer is yeah, most people do mix and match. But I will tell you this. When it comes to supplementation, once you find a line, like I have found a line that is third-party tested, organic farming, certified organic farming, the reason why I get the results that I do with you guys is because of the purity and the efficacy. So why would you buy a synthetic vitamin D from a mart when you can get one that's sourced from mushrooms and it's 30 cents a day? Why would you do that? So I don't understand. I personally would put everything in a cart from the same line, everything that I need, and then I would only outsource what I can't get. So for me, does anybody remember what am I outsourcing right now? I am outsourcing right now. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Magda. Cheryl. Where in Florida? Yes, Clearwater Beach for 3 days. My husband and I are just going to get away. We're going to put our feet into some sand, do some walking, and probably some masterminding for business and all that good stuff. And we're just going to stare at a palm tree and we'll try not to stare at the sun. But I'm not making any promises. If I come back and I have eye issues, I'm just kidding. Magnesium, that's right, Lisa. The only thing that right now I am not using from my own line is my magnesium. But my magnesium is launching in March. So hang on to your hats, people, because you're all going to get noticed. You're notified. You're all going to get notified. Oh, you used to live there? Oh, that's wonderful. Hey, Cheryl, if you have any recommendations of places to go, do you mean Clearwater or Florida? You let me know. I'd love to know. Okay. Happy Friday, Carol. Thanks for jumping on and giving so many hearts. Tapping, 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 tapping. It's like a part-time job. I understand, but I appreciate you so, so much. Okay. We're going to jump into this. Back to my conversation about the fact that I have followed some of the best to get the results, and now I get to teach it to you guys, and that's really important to me. So there's a lot of noise out there about what does it look like to be keto. I get asked this question all the time. This morning, somebody asked me, what did I think about Ezekiel bread? Excuse me. Well, I teach grain, sugar, and legume free. So I understand that Ezekiel bread is sprouted. It might be really great for your gut. It might be more nutritionally absorbed because it's sprouted, but that's not our conversation. So come on in and have this conversation. In this space, we change out the lens as to how we're viewing our own weight loss and how we're viewing our health. Because If you change out the lens of how you're viewing things, you're going to get actual results. When your sugars and your insulin are high, especially your insulin, it's blocking you from burning fat. It's literally its job. It's a fat storing hormone and it wants to use glucose. It can't wait for you to give it glucose to put some wood on the fire. That's why, if you're in that cycle of insulin resistance, you're craving carbs and you're craving sugar. It's not because you're lame. It's not because you're a loser who doesn't have discipline. No, your body is telling you, I want fast energy. Give it to me now. That's what it's saying. So in order to get back into fat burning mode, you really do have to close out the voice of the marketing that tells you to eat keto bread. There is no such thing. If it's grain, it's not keto. If it's spiking your sugars, like even Ezekiel bread will it be less? Maybe. If you have a continual glucose monitor, maybe you could check that out. But I really still think you're going to spike. And that really wasn't the topic of my conversation, other than we're going to go in now and talk about the glycemic index, because I feel like this is fooling you. You know, everything is created. Everything. The food pyramid was created. The guidelines for your cholesterol numbers. Somebody decided what they should be, and then they kind of lowered them. And then more people go on drugs, right? Is that intentional? Well, I'm not going to say. I'm just going to let you guys figure that out for yourself. Clearwater, it's been a while though. Oh, yay. Oh, good. Yeah, we are very, very excited just to spend a few days together. So, I mean, we're with each other all the time, but just in a different setting. So this is how the glycemic index works. Okay. So let's start here with the very base of information. Foods are tested by feeding a set portion, usually 50 grams of carbs, to individuals and measuring their blood sugar response over 2 hours. So remember, it's about how your blood sugar is rising over 2 hours. Whether it's fast or slow, it's still rising. Okay, are you tracking? So if you're eating something that spikes your sugars, whether it does it fast or slow, it's still rising. Okay. The results are then compared to pure glucose, which has a glycemic index of 100, and it is used as a benchmark. So when we go, hold on, I want to find where I wrote down. So this is how it was created. The glycemic index was created in 1981. I didn't know any of this, by Dr. David Jenkins and his team at the University of Toronto. The numbers were established by feeding test subjects 50 grams of carbs from different foods and then measuring their blood sugar response over 2 hours, comparing it to pure glucose. The index, the glycemic index, does not consider insulin response. Everybody, just now pause. Just stop for a second. Just pause. If this is the only time that you can take a breath and pay attention, listen to this. The glycemic index does not consider the insulin response. It is only considering the blood sugar rise. Even low GI foods can spike insulin. Are you tracking? Okay, let's pause just for a second. When you go to your provider, and remember, I am not a doctor. I am an Italian chick who figured out a few things, okay? So I am just like you are. I've just done a lot of research because of my dad dying at 63 and I was 30, and my entire Italian family, seemingly, not true, but seemingly, everybody was obese. Everybody had type 2. Everybody was addicted to food. Everybody had all of these issues, okay? So I went on my own journey. God brought me to this journey. And now, as a result of me starting with my targeted supplementation that I teach you guys about every single day, thank you, Carol, so much. I have avoided type 2. I'm the only one in my immediate Italian family that has avoided type 2 diabetes. I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s, and I'm not on any meds, and I just turned 60. Okay. So that's where those are my results of doing what I exactly teach you. Okay. So when you go to the doctor and they get your A1C, they are testing your sugar. So over here on the right hand is sugar. They're testing your sugar. But this is the issue. Long before your sugar rose in your blood, they could have been testing your insulin because this is the hormone. I started this being risen in my body, this being raised in my body in my 20s because I was gestational diabetic. With my first baby, hypoglycemic with my second baby. So my insulin was doing this already because insulin needs to go like a delivery truck and pick up the glucose that you ate, the food that turned into glucose. It doesn't have to be glucose. All your food will turn into energy. So let's substitute. Let's substitute glucose for energy, okay? So every time you eat, it does turn into glucose, equaling energy. This is what your body wants. Okay. So glucose in this conversation, this isn't bad. This is normal and this is good. So your insulin is released to go pick up the energy and put the energy into the cell. But when you're resistant, it can't do that. So now you are left exhausted because you didn't get energy into your cell and you're gaining weight because it's a fat storing hormone and it will do something with that energy that it was given. Okay. But if you deprive it of that energy and you keep everything really low, this is where that glycemic index conversation is coming in. If you keep everything really low, now it'll turn into, oh, well, I don't have enough glucose to burn, or I don't have enough glucose energy to put into your cell. I'm actually going to, instead of burning glucose for energy, I'm going to burn fat. That's where you want to be. Well, with all of these made up things, I mean, I'm sorry, but they've totally screwed us over. And somebody needs to say that. We've been screwed over. All of these, I could go on a rant right now and I'll take one sentence. See if I can do it in one sentence. Dr. Ansel Keys was a scientist from the University of Minnesota, and he decided in his findings that fat was the problem for everything, eating fat. So we went on a low sugar universe. I ended up going to Italy after my dad died. And by some super duper weird, bizarre coincidence of the fact that Dr. Ansel Keys was friends with my brother-in-law's family, we ended up staying at his villa in Italy. This is a very weird connection, but this is how my life river has ran. And this is why then I see all of these connections and everything. His study was wrong. His study was wrong. His study was wrong. So we get all of these studies that happen, and then nobody fixes them until we are way obese. We are way medicated, and nobody is fixing the narrative. Same thing with the glycemic index, in my opinion. Okay, this is just my opinion. So what's happening is the GI, glycemic index, is not considering your insulin response. It is only blood sugar motivated. So this is a bunch of bunk. In my opinion, I would never go by it. I never have gone by it. I never eat anything that says, here, buy this drink, low glycemic, low GI. Here, buy this agave nectar. It's low GI. No, it will spike your sugars to the moon. Stop it. They are lying to you through this is me now, you guys, seriously, this is my opinion. They are lying to us through their own system that they created, their own chart that they created, and it is wrong. It's just not even, it's not okay. Okay. All right. There you go. Now you can stop paying attention so closely. All right. It ignores portion sizes. And I think that was it. It ignores portion sizes. So carrots have a high GI, 50 grams of carbs, but you have to eat a pound to hit that. So there's a difference in each separate food, right? Okay. So let's go back to like, what does this mean for you guys? What does this mean? Marketing at its finest. It's absolutely bonkers. And if we do not stop this, like, we have got to become critical thinkers. Become a critical thinker. Ask yourself, if they created this chart in 1981, Where are they getting all this data from? And why are they not considering insulin response? And what if the charts are faulty? We've never asked that question before. What if the food pyramid chart is faulty? Who made it? The United States Department of Agriculture, USDA. Not the USSA, United States Scientists Association or something like that, where they actually have scientific backing. No, it's been determined by the agricultural community because they grow crops and they make money. So they tell you to eat grain. Like, this is bonkers. Okay. And then they demonize. There's a reason why there's an agenda to demonize meat, because then you won't eat as much grain. Anyway, we don't have to go there. We'll just stay here with glycemic index. So this is how it works. This is what their chart says. I personally would never follow this. A low GI is 0 to 55. And they're saying that, they're not saying it doesn't raise your blood sugar. They're saying it's nice and steady. Okay. The medium is 56 to 69, and the high is 70 to 100. Is the glycemic index reliable for insulin resistance and weight loss? Not always. The GI doesn't account for portion sizes, so even a low GI food can spike your blood sugar if consumed in excess. The glycemic load, they're saying, is a better measure. But other factors that affect your blood sugar response, food combinations, cooking method, and ripeness. So they've got all of these, different ways to potentially mitigate the GI. Okay. But I feel like this is what gets us into the pickle. So when I did the Zoom on Wednesday night, the whole thought process is to begin teaching how I, as an Italian girl, was able to ditch grain in my life, which was a very tall order and I thought would never, ever happen. And I do use a lot of Maria Emmerich hacks, or I can see things in keto groups that are super helpful. People are very creative these days. I went over to my daughter's last night and she had made lasagna for her family, but she uses the Maria Emmerich method, which is, instead of using lasagna noodles, you use deli sliced chicken breast. You guys, it's phenomenal. Nobody has any idea that this is not noodles. I know you think that's the most bizarre thing ever, but I will tell you, if you give yourself one piece of homework to try in the next 30 days, make lasagna and make it just like you would, substitute out noodles, get rid of the noodles, get rid of the grain noodles, and you can either buy regular sliced chicken deli breast meat, and you can double it up if you feel like it's too thin, or go to the deli section where they slice it right there on the spot. Ask them to slice it on a number 2. Okay. And then make that and see what your family thinks, with all of the ricotta and the mozzarella and if you're going to use Italian sausage or whatever you're going to use, and a good sauce like a Rouse sauce, etc. Try that. Tell me what you think, because it's amazing. Those types of things that don't spike your sugars, that is a much better way. So I will tell you exactly now how I view food, because I don't pay any attention to that glycemic index that we just talked about. Because you're going to see it marketed on products, and you are going to, if you were to look up, what is the glycemic? If you thought this was a really important gauge, chart, recommendation, direction, and you Googled, what is the glycemic index of, and you put in something, and you're like, oh yeah, that's within the parameters. And then you're like, I don't understand why I can't lose a pound to save my life. Why is my medication the same and it never goes down? Why is my belly still so freaking big? I'm just telling you, if you could learn how to tweak, you could gain so much territory in your own journey. So much territory. It would be amazing. So basically, this is how I view eating food in general. You've made that lasagna. It's really good. Matter of fact, you're having it tonight. You might have it tonight. Yes, I know. It's a really good trade out. We've been so indoctrinated to eat a certain way that we feel like maybe it's scary to try something new, or we assume in our brains that it's going to be a less than option. What if it's a better than option? And I mean, like, for your own experience and taste. I don't mean, oh, but it's just good for you. So do things that are good for you, because that was not how I started to do anything. Apparently, I'm not motivated by that. I'm more motivated by like, oh, it can help your back fat like melt. I'm in. What is it? I'm just telling you the truth. But anyway, you just have no idea. Some of these options are like way better than the fake artificial, like I'm thinking about in my head right now, like Jello pudding. Like when you buy, instant pudding, disgusting in comparison to the homemade sugar-free chocolate pudding that Maria makes. And it's with egg whites, so it's high protein and it's mixed up in your blender. You would never know. And it's made with real cocoa and it's just a freaking amazing. Anyway, okay, I digress. So when I'm thinking about food and people say, well, then what should I eat? These are the things that I kind of recommend for people. So you have meat, eggs, and guess what? They actually do have a 0 glycemic index. Just in case you wanted to know. 0. So why don't we just follow that anyway if people are going to be so caught up in it, right? Anyway, so meat and eggs. If you're eating dairy, full fat dairy, go full fat so that you're not, you can look for yourself on the backs of things and whatever, but full fat dairy will have less of an impact. It has a really good fat in it. For your fruit, think berries. Like I have a lot of frozen strawberries in my freezer right now. So what my husband and I did was we took, we have a Ninja Creamy with like a bigger container. And I took 2 cans of coconut milk in a can. That was redundant. 2 cans of coconut milk and sweetener, probably vanilla extract, I'm sure, and a bunch of frozen strawberries. And I whipped them up in my Vitamix until it was the flavor I wanted it to be. And then I put it in my Ninja Creamy and I put it in my freezer. Well, my husband loves ice cream. He loves strawberry or vanilla ice cream. So by doing that, now when I whip it up, he's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing because coconut milk is actually really creamy. So that's a non-dairy version. I like coconut milk. So it's better, in my opinion, than, having 2 cans of cream. That would be maybe a little more dense or heavy, blah, blah, blah. But berries are great. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. The best way to do that is to buy them frozen and organic. If you can't get them organic in season where you live. Okay? Because at least you're getting them at the height of their ripeness and they're being frozen in that moment. And then you can put them in your freezer and berries and greens are super tender towards glyphosate and all those things. You can't rinse them off. I really, really, really question any of our methods to get, you just can't. You just can't get that. You can't get toxins off of a berry. Soak them in vinegar, baking soda, blur, blur, blur. Yes, I want them clean and I want the bugs to go away, of course. But so I'll do it for that reason, for sure. Like when we're picking raspberries out at my daughter's, those little bugs get inside the raspberry. I'm just saying. So you do want to like soak them and whatever. But if she had sprayed them with glyphosate, like game over, like I'm out, right? Okay. So that's a really good thing. So berries for fruit. I do non-starchy vegetables. So I will do greens or, and again, organic, you want to do that, or spaghetti squash, something like that. But other than that, I'm not doing starchy vegetables. And then, in moderation, if you're trying to lose weight, you can stall out your weight loss with nuts and seeds. I am a nut seed person. So like, for instance, I have, if I could, I would just eat nuts all day long, or things with almond flour, like, keto mug cakes and keto treats and keto cakes and keto cookies and keto blah, 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 blah bars. I would do all of that all the time, but that's not wise. Excuse me. It's just like having all of those nuts in the condensed form, like in flour, especially, that's just really, really high in calories, in fat, and in carbs. Like it's just too much. So when you tweak and you find alternatives and then you use something like that as a treat, you'll get way further. But can you see how that's a much different profile of food than I'm going to go by the glycemic index. And if it tells me that I can have watermelon, I'm going to eat a lot of watermelon. If it tells me I can have agave nectar, I'm going to eat a lot of agave. You're messing yourself up. And then I feel like that's how you end up talking to me, which is great. Like, right. Because I do want that conversation, but until you fix certain things, you're not going to get the results that you want. And you potentially are super frustrated. Okay. So I'll tell you exactly what the journey is that I have you guys walk, and the results speak for themselves. I don't even have to, I could just do an entire episode on testimonies. Maybe that would be really helpful for you too. You've never tried it with sliced deli chicken, but I use the Egg Life wraps and it's very good too. That is a really good option, Terry. Thank you for reminding me about that. So I do use Egg Life wraps. If anybody's used those before, I use those for a lot of things. At Aldi's, you can get mascarpone cheese, which is, it's a whipped creamy cheese that is a little more mild than cream cheese, but they use it for tiramisu. Hello. And so I can put that on Egg Life wrap with cinnamon and brown sugar swerve and roll it up. I could even put homemade whipping cream in it and make it more like a cannoli. And it's a really great little dessert treat. Or without the whipped cream, it's just kind of like your own thought process of a cream cheese on a bagel, but the calories are less with mascarpone. That's just a tip. Anyway, and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, it's very good. All right, so when it comes to turning back your insulin resistance, you can do ingredient trade-outs like this. There's the group that I have is Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, and you can look that up. Ditch is the first word. Insulin resistance for women. And we do a challenge in there every single month. And we have another one starting Monday, the 10th. I kept saying the 11th. I apologize. It's Monday, March 10th. Okay. And that is the day that we will start our 5-day challenge in that month. And we will do ingredient trade outs and a recipe, etc., which is super like just resourcing. Okay. But I also do talk about targeted supplements. So if any of you actually want to accelerate your journey, you want to make it go a little quicker, you've got summer coming, you have weddings, accelerate it so that you can feel confident maybe in pictures, family reunion pictures or wedding pictures or graduation or whatever it is. If you're looking to accelerate because the season is upon us, I can feel it coming to Minnesota. Targeted supplementation is such an excellent way to go because it actually revs up your internal engine. It's like going and getting your internal system functioning from a mechanic. That's very much what it's like. And so lift up the hood of your car and get everything going. So the first thing that I talk to you guys about, is the trio. These are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. This is exactly where I started, and I haven't veered off. This has been helping me, like supporting my system to lose 3 sizes in my 50s. You have to understand that if your insulin is high and if you don't get it down, you will never burn fat. And if your liver is tired and toxic, you will never burn fat. Like there are system pieces in place that you have to deal with, and Band-Aids that come in different forms of just add more fiber to your diet or whatever. They could be short-term Band-Aids that are frustrating. Even when it comes to injections, injections, listen, GLP-1 is a hormone you created in your gut. So maybe you just want to fix your gut. Maybe that's a good idea. This is a gut primer. I'm just saying, like, you can do an internal job. So if anybody needs information on the trio, you can always put trio in the comments on Facebook or on Instagram and TikTok. You can send me trio in my messages because it won't stay on my live. But these are the 3 supplements, and I'll just send you some quick details. And, if it's for you, great. And if it's not, whatever. But then if you want to do something for your gut because you know that you have leaky gut from you may not know that it came from insulin resistance, but it does. You can always add a gut primer and a probiotic. That's the gut reset protocol. That was the best testimonies that was on Wednesday night. Looks like a greens product, but it's not. It has 6 blends in it to really recalibrate your gut for real. Like for real, so that you can have nutrient absorption and help your liver and all the good things. But for those that really want to like have you want to have your body composition change and shift as in inches. That's where the powder comes from. This is a thermogenic. Have you ever heard of a thermogenic before? A thermogenic, this has actually been created as a pre-workout product. And because what it's doing is it's giving you a better workout, but this will literally target your visceral fat. So if you know that you have fatty liver or visceral fat in general, like maybe you're doing scans at a gym and it's telling you your visceral fat levels, or you're having an in-body scan, maybe that's the same thing. It will tell you what sometimes people have visceral fat scales in their home. Well, I have, and when I talk to you about testimonies, they are testimonies that have come directly to me from you guys. So these are not just, and I have no problem pulling testimonies from other business team members for sure. But I just want you to know, this is you. It's like this community that's producing the results and sending them to me. So these are your fellow friends here online when we get together like this that are sending in these testimonies. So I have verified scans that are coming with visceral fat being reduced by quite a bit of points in 30 days or 60 days. This is an orange pixie stick. I actually haven't taken mine for today. It's an orange pixie stick. If you like your supplements to taste like candy, and there's never any artificial flavorings, anything. There's nothing, colors. It's very clean that way. They don't do that. But it's a thermogenic. It heats up inside of you and deals with your visceral fat. And so you literally lose inches, but it's because you're losing from the inside. So that belly fat, liver fat, organs, etc., right? Julie sold. Which one, Julie? Which one? Lisa. Did somebody ask Lisa, how do I find your page to follow other pages? I am the same on all social media. Kirsten Liebelt. Kirsten Liebelt. KirstenLiebelt. And I'm there everywhere. My personal Facebook is Kirsten Fragali Liebelt because I'm Italian. So it looks like fragile, but it has an A instead of an I. And then my site is kirstenliebelt.com. Okay. For anybody that wants more information. So inches lost, visceral fat gone. So it depends, but this is the last day I've been running an offer for people who want to take a 90-day run. I think I moved my measuring tapes. I did. A 90-day run. Every day you put this on your tongue for 90 days. Okay. Don't put it in water. You can, it won't ruin it, but why would you want to miss out on candy? Like, why would you dilute candy? I just would never. That's just me. I remember as a little girl. So, this is kind of very indicative of how I was raised on. I don't know why I became so excited about sugar at such a young age, but my dad owned Italian restaurants. And one of the restaurants in downtown Minneapolis, this is obviously a very long time ago. So I was a little girl. I was younger than the age of 9. So maybe I'm 7. And there's a fire at the restaurant. Well, at that time, they had vending machines for cigarettes and candy, right? Those are the old days, right? And the candy didn't burn up in the fire, but it kind of took on a smoke smell. And so my dad he was just clearing out his restaurant and bringing stuff home so that we could deal with it. And he brought home boxes of candy. And I actually didn't even care. If it was really bad, maybe, you don't do that. But otherwise, we just sat there and ate candy that smelled like smoke from a fire. That's how sad that was. And why did he bring it home for us to eat anyway? I don't know. It's kind of funny. But for me, it's still kind of in my brain to just really love sweet things. And so this is nothing new for me, right? But anyway, so when you do this 90 days and then take 30 days off. Like I give you permission. Do not purchase that for the fourth month. Just take 30 days off and then go again. Okay. But that leads right into the whole customer program too that they're starting tomorrow, March 1st, where when you purchase $150 in March and then you do it again in April, when you do it for the third month in May, they're going to take $75 off your order. Don't miss out on that, you guys. This is why I say to you all the time, do not check out as a guest. You're going to miss out on the promos. You're going to miss out on the shipping deals. Don't do that. Check out as an actual registered customer with your name and your cell phone number, and then get the perks. Don't miss out on the perks. So anyway, so once a day, I usually do mine in the morning, or sometimes I will choose to have discipline and I'll wait until later in the day, my husband and I go to the gym and I work out, like I do just some muscle stuff anyway. And maybe I'll do it before then, but it literally tastes like candy. You Oh man, now it messed with my voice. You will not be sorry. Messed with my voice. Okay, hold on. Lisa, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. It's just exactly like an orange pixie stick when you're a kid. Exactly. There is no difference. I'm telling you, there is no difference. I don't know how they did that. I actually just came across yesterday, Magda, if you're still on here, I came across the text that you had sent me. I had screenshotted it. When we got this when this launched in August, I sent a couple of these to Magda so she could test them on her sugars. And I came across the screenshot that was telling me how you taking it and then testing your sugars or whatever, and then you saying, oh yeah, no, that was okay with my sugars. I would totally use this product. Then she went on, that's happened to you before too, Lisa. I know, right? Then she went on to do it for 90 days straight because it didn't mess with her sugars. And she lost 3.5 inches under her bra, 2 inches on her waist, and 1 inch on her hips. I'm just saying, grab a friend and say, listen, we're going to do this together for 90 days as we're heading into summer. So I hope that really did help you though, in terms of talking about, and then by the way, you can always reach out to me. You can put, you could put fat burner in the comments of Facebook. I will see that. You can also reach out to me on Messenger in my inbox in Instagram, or you can even message me on TikTok. I'll have to find a different way to send you a link because I can't send you a clickable link on TikTok. But having said that, whether or not you're wanting to recalibrate your gut or you're wanting to do 90 days so that you can get, maybe, 3.5 inches, that can change your size, right? That can really help depending upon where you're at in your journey. Or you just know that you need to deal with your sugars, and you know that long-term, you need to have something that's going to help you with your food noise. You need to have something that's going to help bring down your insulin so you can finally burn fat. You know that you need to deal with some different pieces of your insulin resistance so that maybe you lessen your meds, so that maybe you lessen your calendar or doctor appointments, so that you have a journey of going down in your weight, up with your function, feeling better, more energy. When you turn back your insulin resistance, you feel better, you sleep better, you have less brain fog. You can actually function and have hope. I just had a customer text me in January and say, my doctor put not diabetic in my chart. I know I say this one a lot, but you guys, do you understand the impact of that? She started the trio, those 3 supplements, in July. How is that possible? How do we not know these things, right? So let's change how we frame this so that we can get different results and enjoy a different life. It's just super important. We don't need to go down. My dad went down, down, down until he was gone at 63. And his 50s, listen, I just got out of my 50s. I went up, up, up in function. I went up, up, up in being able to enjoy my grandbabies and get on the floor with them. And like I visualized myself like having better function, higher function. And I completely avoided type 2 because of it. So you can take a different route. And the testimonies, you don't even have to listen to me. I have so many testimonies. You're going to think I'm kidding, but I'm not. I actually am not sure the best way to bring them all to you. I have them on a Google sheet, but I think that when you click on the Google sheet, it shows blank and you have to like move it and do things. And I'm like, well, then how else can I do it? So I've gotten to the point now where I just put a few on the information. Like if you ever put Trio and I give you Trio information, you'll see the cart and you'll get a free protein guide. You'll get all the stuff, blah, blah, blah. And that's just for looking at stuff. But then I have a few because I don't know how to present them. I have one highlight bubble at the top of my Instagram page that literally I put too many in there. So I just started another one because I thought nobody's going to go through this. Nobody's going to sit and keep going, dun, dun, dun. That's just how many testimonies. And you guys, I didn't even start really organizing them until last year. So this is not over the last 10 years. This is just last year. So who are going to be my testimonies this year? Who are you? I think about, I don't want to say names. So I have to stop saying names, but I think about a customer who she started on her own, changing out her foods. And then she connected with me and started to supplement. And in the last year, she got off of 10 meds and she's down 50 pounds because of my content and targeted supplementation, because of changing out her food ingredients and targeted supplementation. It's literally what I did. I don't do anything different than I tell you. There's no reason to gatekeep. It's just what I did. So anyway, but that's what we've got for today. Remember, I'm off on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then I'll be back Thursday. Unless there's anything weird with the airplane or something like that. I don't know. Would not plan on that. And that'll be at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, again, Monday through Friday. And then the next challenge starts on Monday, the 10th of March. So you have time to order, have supplements in hand, and start the challenge on Monday, March 10th in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Okay. And if thank you, Terry. Thank you. Hey, Joy. Good to see you. If you know that you have an order that's going to be over 150, place it tomorrow. Get in on the March Madness because you do March, April, and then you'll get $75 off on that order in May. And if you're already my customer, you'll get a text tomorrow about it. So fear not. I got you covered. I got your back. I am fighting for you in 5 years. I am fighting for the version of who you will be in 5 years. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So where will your function be? Where will your weight be? Where will your size be? Where will your medications be? Where will your ability to live your life and create memories be in 5 years? I got you. I did, Joy. She's asking if I gave up pasta for good. I did. I haven't had pasta in I don't know, 6 or 7 years, something like that. And I do not miss it. And I feel like it's because you rewire your brain. You literally, what you are addicted to now does not have to, and addicted is a strong word, but for me, I'm speaking for myself. What you are craving now, did I give up rice? I did. Rice is super high. Like, I loved sushi. But they even add sugar to the rice mixture in order for it to be sticky. Yeah. I can't even tell you, and I'm still a foodie. It was my number one concern. How will I ever give up? That's why I started with supplements. I didn't start with supplements because I was smart. I didn't start with supplements because, I'm such a granola person. I'm going to be a supplementer. No. I was a poster child for sugar addiction, taking ibuprofen, not a supplementer. but it was my path of absolute, completely least resistance. Well, I can pop some supplements. I'm not going to trade out my foods. I'm Italian. That was me a little over 10 years ago. That's why I show my pictures up on TikTok, because that's just for real. I was a 2X when I entered my 50s and I lost 3 sizes. It's just what I did. But you have to stop what got you into the pickle to begin with. I will never, ever, ever tell anybody that you do not have to trade out your foods. You are foolish if you think that you can just eat more fiber and still keep eating whatever you're eating, or that you can just take a shot and just eat whatever you want. I'm sorry, but that is not long-term thought process when you're insulin resistant, because I don't think the majority of people, I do not think the majority of the people will take injections for the rest of their life until the day they die. Number one, insurance won't cover that. And number two, that is not a healthy, sustainable way to get your body to figure itself out. It's just not. So I have people quite a bit. I just had one this week. You guys text me and you ask me, can I take the trio while I'm on a GLP-1 injection? The answer is absolutely. In fact, I've had customers transition off of one for the trio for that reason, because all you're doing is you're supporting your systems. You're not taking anything weird or foreign. You're taking things that God gave us to support your systems to get them to function again. It's just like the GLP-1 being created in your gut. Well, here, why not start with a gut primer? Start with a gut primer. Let's get your gut up and running, up and running. Here's a probiotic to go with it. Grab the probiotic with it. I do the powder one every day. Do that and get your body to actually function from the inside out. And when you can get it to function from the inside out, then maybe, what if your body starts to produce hormones again, like GLP-1? What if your body actually starts to absorb nutrients because it was spilling nutrients because of the leaky gut? What if your impacted waste moves through your body and now you're not so toxic? So you're sleeping better and your energy is up. Do you understand? These are very streamlined conversations, but the testimonies are like boom, 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 because people are so done with the lack of answers or the downright criminal answers that we are being given, so that you stay obese, so that you stay medicated, so that you stay sick and non-functioning. You're so freaking, not necessarily you, but I was so freaking exhausted. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. I just wanted to kind of sit at home, be a couch potato. I didn't want to do anything extracurricular. Don't talk to me about making a memory. Now I'm 60. Do you have any idea how much better my life is now, having done exactly what I talked to you guys about 10 years later? I'm like, let's freaking go. Let's build a business. Let's go to Florida. Let's go see the grandbabies. I laid in bed last night. I'll finish with this. I laid down, snuggled up with my oldest grandson. He's 4. His name is James. And we were laying on, they have a really big love sack beanbag chair, huge. So I could have little Levi, he's 2, he's on one side, James is on the other side. And we're laying in there, and he turned up the lights in the bedroom last night, and they brought all their stuffed animals and their blankets and, whatever. And we're talking, and I said, Nona and Papa are going to go on an airplane on Sunday, and we're going to go to Florida. Well, of course, he doesn't know what that is, but he's like, wow. He goes, when I get big, all of us are going to go on an airplane together and we're going to go somewhere. I said, yes, we are. He said, Mommy and Daddy and Nona and Papa. And he names everybody. I said, yes, we are. That's exactly what we're going to do, James. So do you see, that's what I fight for in my life. I fight to stay functioning with energy and, I want to be vibrant in my life, and I want memory after memory after memory, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Have we learned nothing since 2020? I know I'm not the only one that had somebody suddenly die, and then another one suddenly die, and then another one said, how many funerals did you go in 1 year? I mean, if you ask my sister, it was a lot. We were keeping tallies for a while. We kind of stopped because it just got to be too much. So nothing is promised. So I will do everything I can. When I wake up in the morning, we talked about habit stacking the other day. Go back on the replays. We talked about habit stacking. Get up in the morning and prioritize your gut primer. Put it somewhere where you'll do it right away. Get your supplements where you'll have them available to you right away. We went through all of this. I think it might have been on Monday or Tuesday. Might have been Tuesday. Go back and look. Do the things. Prioritize yourself. You will never, ever regret investing in your own health and in your own function and in your own future and in your own memories so that those pictures can be with those grandbabies, so that all of the things that you want are available to you. You will never regret it, ever, ever, ever. And you can't take all of your resources and finances with you anyway. So you know what? People are now starting to invest in it's, come on, hello. Insurance isn't going to pay for it. Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting for insurance to cover supplementation? They're not going to. They have one agenda. So people have been paying out of pocket more and more and more and more and more. They're doing hyperbaric like oxygen chambers. Like these are normal people, not just special people, right? It used to be like Hollywood elites. No, it's just oxygen hyperbaric chambers, stem cell injections. People are getting IV. You can get somebody to come to your house and give you an IV of, B12s and vitamin C's, and we can do all these things, but you're going to pay for it. Of course you are. Until maybe there are programs that are more proactive in our country. It's just the way it is right now. But it's okay. Just give yourself permission to journey. Say, you know what, doggone it, I'm going to make 2025 lay down and shut up. And I am going to rise in 2025. And I'm going to be a different person on December 31st, 2025, when I go into 2026. I will have put myself in first place to pay attention to get my sugars down, to get my insulin down, to get off of meds. 1 year ago, that customer, I don't think she knew she was going to get off of 10 meds and lose 50 pounds. She didn't see that, but she did it. So where will you be in a year? Just give yourself permission to journey. And you know what? Good information and knowledge is never a disadvantage. So I'm your receptacle, I'm your connection to just a little bit of knowledge and good information. May or may not be for you. Never know. Never know. Joy, 100% Italian. Oh my gosh, I'm 50%. My dad was 100%. That's really cool. Yep, 100%. That's so cool. Yeah, my mom was 100% Swedish. So my dad used to introduce us as kids as his little Swagos because we were half Swedish and half Italian. Anyway. All right. Well, have such a terrific weekend. You guys enjoy everything about it. And again, if you have questions, I will be available tomorrow morning when people are kind of like, okay, I waited until March 1st to place my order. If you have a question about a supplement, just reach out to me. If you have a question about like how to customize for yourself for the next 90 days, reach out to me and let's get you going on a thought process where then on that third month, you can save money and you can, like do something for your own budgeting. And then the last piece on that is that anybody who does an auto ship, number one, I give away 2 full-size products every single month when I draw names out of those who have had auto ships. They're called dittos. When those fire, I do that. But also, too, an auto ship is your best defense against wasting money. Like you can customize every single individual product and you can make sure that you are getting exactly what you need and not what you don't need. And it is such an amazing budgeting tool for every single customer. It is, there's no like, minimums or quotas, nothing. There's nothing. It literally is only for the benefit of you being able to go, let's see, I want that one every single month. I want that one every single month, but I don't need, for my customers who they buy a lot of different things, whether it's cleaning supplies or skincare or whatever, they're like, but I don't need that cream every month. I need that every 3 months. You can do that. And you don't have to keep on like using up so much brain space. But that way you can actually be like, okay, every third month, if I'm doing 150 or more, I'm going to be able to get $75 off. I don't know of anybody else that's doing that right now. So it's just an opportunity. So, all right, Carol, thank you. You've been amazing today. I really appreciate you more than you know. Hearts on Instagram. Have a super spectacular day. And I will see you next Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. See you then. Maybe I'll have a tan. You never know. All right. See ya.